We back. Um, it's cold in New York, so today I am channeling Jamaica. No, seriously, it's cold. I leave home at jeez Louise. Excuse me. um, I leave home super early, and so it is cold. When I left home this morning, I think the temperature was, I think at the time was 34, but the wind chill made it feel like 24. And they were like, and it's gonna go down. So I was layered up. Matter of fact, I'm still layered up. I have on layers under this, and I said, let me just do this video before um, I get out of my clothes and do something with my hair. Anyway, happy Monday. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on. Hello, Miss Veronica. How are you? Thank you, darling. It is cold. It's like I was telling somebody in the office today that it feels like mid-January, mid-January, and I think it's supposed to be. Hi, Kitana. I think it's supposed to be just cold for a while. I think Wednesday we're supposed to get rain, and it's supposed to get to maybe 40, but after that it's gonna go right back down to the 20s. Man, listen. But anyway, thank you for being here today. Welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner, your quiet space for reflection, growth, and peace. Before I get started, I would like to ask everyone to remember to please pick up my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. Veronica does a way better job at promoting this book than I do. I'm gonna get better though, because I'm gonna keep because I love her. So Veronica's channel is I Inspired Tarot. Well, if you're on right now, and then you can see her name is in the chat. She goes live on her channel on Sundays and on Wednesdays, and it's actually a beautiful experience. She does live readings for free, but then she also offer like a service where you can pay for a private reading for 30 minutes, when it's really not 30 minutes, it's more like 40, 45, sometimes an hour. Because if the conversation depends on which package you choose, first of all. But I do highly recommend a private reading, and I also recommend that you drop in on either Wednesdays or Sundays to just participate. It is a beautiful experience. You do not have to get a reading if you don't want to. I recommend it, but then it's also great to just be a support. It's a nice community, which is what I love about it. Um, 13 degrees. It's ridiculous. It's not even quite winter yet, is it? Winter is December 20. But anyway, I won't whine. So I love reading, but because I'm always busy doing something with my hands, I don't get a chance to like sit and read with a physical book. So I basically enjoy audiobooks. And I've been listening to The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest, Wiest, for a while now. And this weekend I was like, I have to get back to reading. So what had happened was sometimes I get on YouTube, and because YouTube is my place. Like I love YouTube. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, kinda. But the place that I love the most is YouTube. So I post over there and leave it, and I come over here and chill. And what I love about YouTube though, and I guess the other ones offer it too, but because I'm not that familiar and I don't spend time there, um, this is where I'm drawn to, because YouTube is the place where I go for information, it's the place where I go for entertainment, and it's the place that I go to connect with my soul family. So I'm grateful. Anyway, this weekend I said, okay, we're not gonna live on YouTube. We're gonna get back to our reading. And so I decided to finish up what I had started with The Mountain Is You. And while I was in the office today, I was listening because I was the only one from my group, and I loved it. So I was listening, and um the person I was reading, because it wasn't an author that I was reading, said three words, and I was like, wait a second, say what now? They said in the book, it says, be happy here. And I wrote it down on a sticky. I don't even know if I brought a sticky home, but I wrote it down on a sticky. And I was like, that part. Because I feel like sometimes, present company included, we wait, like we delay gratification. We delay, choosing to be happy. We delay celebrating ourselves and celebrating life, right? And those three words, they really made me pause because I was like, wow, right? Like really, like be happy here. Whatever happiness looks like for you, be happy here, right? Like just naturally happy, like just happy, right? You know, I'm always going down a rabbit hole in my brain when I start to think about certain topics. And immediately I thought about babies. I thought about babies and how they smile before they know anything about life, right? They giggle, they laugh. I mean, yeah, they cry and whatever have you, but that's neither here nor there. They're just like just naturally happy. Like when their diapers are dry and they're fed and temperature is nice, they're happy. They're laughing and just having a grand old time. And at some point in life, because we were babies, right? But as we grow, life introduces fear, disappointments, expectations, heartbreaks, every little thing, right? And our joy gets covered by everything that we experience. We stop choosing joy and start reacting to life. But healing, like once we go on that healing journey, true healing is the process of returning to the truth that we started with. I can choose happiness, and I do, right? Not to perform, not to force, not, just wake up in the morning and choose joy. Last time I remember telling people, like, when you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can either choose to be happy or choose to be sad. I am not choosing the other one. I'm choosing this one, right? Because why not? Why not? Like, why not choose joy? Like, who is telling you that you cannot be happy, right? Happiness won't be perfect, it won't be constant, but it can be intentional, right? This year has been a great year for me because I realized how I've grown just in this year because I chose to basically put me first. I remember when we were younger, my mom used to tell me and my siblings, you're number one. I mean, I used to think that she meant I was number one in her book, but then she was telling them to all the other kids, well, to my other siblings. And I'm like, well, how's she telling them that they're number one and I'm number one? Only there could only be but one number one. And it's true. There's only one of you, and you should be number one in your book. Like you should choose you all day, every day, right? There was a time for me when joy felt unpredictable. I'm happy one day and I'm not the next, right? And it was because I was seeking happiness outside of myself, in people and outcomes and circumstances that I had no control over. But joy expanded when I expanded, right? When I chose to basically shift my mindset and pay attention. There were moments when choosing joy meant saying no and meaning it. Because how many times do we say no and inside like something say, no, go ahead and just do it this one last time? You know how many one last times there was? Jeez Louise. But I have learned to say no and mean it without feeling guilty about it. It is the most wonderful thing. It is one, and for me, I realized that it all comes with growth and it all comes with practice. Practice saying your first little no, whatever that may be, right? Whatever that first little no may be, and then build from there. It is a wonderful thing because what I found is that by me saying no, I bought my time back, right? Because I was saying yes and giving myself just basically, I was for sale. Like, oh, you need me to plan your event? I'm your girl. Oh, you need some flyers on? I'm your girl. You need me to do your website? I'm your girl. Not taking charge for any of these things because I'm thinking, oh no, I'll be blessed. No, no, God bless you with the gift so that you can charge people so that you can make a living, girl. But I'm here now. Right. So saying no, meaning it, not softening it, not apologizing, not shrinking to make others feel comfortable because we are professionals at that. Like we're always trying to make people feel better. We're always trying to make people feel comfortable when deep down inside we're like, ah. There are moments when choosing joy meant refusing to go with the flow when the flow was moving in a direction my spirit did not agree with. Right. So I decided, y'all going that way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go home. And the biggest shift happened when I realized that the things I was holding to or holding on to were not mine to keep, right? Because sometimes we know that that's what it is, but for some reason we're still holding on for dear life. But then at some point, I don't know if the fingers get tired or what, but then we realize, like, what am I doing? What what am I really doing here? And then we learn how to let go slowly but surely. And I will say that for me, it took some time. It took tears. It took a whole lot of sadness. It took a whole lot of me moping around. And I'm grateful that I went through all of that because now I'm here. And because I know it was like there, I ain't trying to go back there. And this is where that whole saying about don't let nobody steal your joy. I mean, like I said it in a previous episode that I never knew or understood what that meant. And now I do. Because the thing is, it's like when you work hard to find joy, to find peace, to be content, you know the work that you put in. So you're not gonna allow somebody to come in and steal your joy. Be like, deuces, bye. Right? Because excuse me, like sometimes we hang on to relationships that died 10 years ago. Sometimes we hold on to roles that we had no business in the first place, but we decided to try a thing and we said we're going to stay a year. Next year, it's 5 and we're miserable, right? We hold on to some versions of ourselves that we should have allowed to basically leave a while ago, right? Some expectations. Sometimes we like build up these expectations knowing fully well what you're doing. What are you doing, right? Some responsibilities that I thought belonged to me, but did not, right? We just holding on to everything. So letting go felt scary because as an introvert, I love consistency. And I feel like when I let go, that means I gotta get used to this new thing, like these new people, this new space, like find a new routine. Why? Right? But what I came to realize is that oftentimes God shifts things around. And if you don't listen to him, my experience is that when I didn't listen, when I chose to wait, he was like, "Nah, girl, I made sure I had you on this holding pattern long enough," and it becomes uncomfortable, so that you have no choice but to shift, right? So I am grateful that I'm at this space now where I have learned, because I think sometimes you remember those like wind up toys that you wind up, and if it basic sometimes it just goes around in circles like this. I feel like sometimes that was me. Sometimes I felt like that was me. I wasn't moving in a direction like this. I was moving this way, then that way, then this way, and then this, all of a sudden, like you realize you're going around in a circle and not making any progress, right? Change feels like entering a room with no furniture. You don't know where to sit. You don't know what to touch. You don't know where to place yourself. And that's when the overthinking tries to take over. I mean, it don't try, it does. I will admit, the overthinking takes over, right? Back then, joy felt like a visitor, like it dropped in and had a cup of tea and left quickly because it didn't feel welcome, right? Because I didn't allow joy to stay. Crazy. Like on the way home, I was thinking about all these things. Like joy decided to come. Joy wanted to come. Joy was happy to come and stay. But joy didn't feel welcome. Like joy felt like, oh, am I intruding on your sadness? And then joy was like, I'm out. I'll come back another time when you feel like you want to basically have me as a guest, right? And when I released what wasn't mine, everything shifted. Everything shifted. This smile isn't something that I turn on when I come on here. Like I'm walking around the house. I'm walking around this house, and my mother sometimes I think I wonder if sometimes I ask her like, do you ever wonder like if you picked up the right child in the hospital? Like, because I was quiet when I was younger. I was very quiet. And I'm one of my former managers. He said to me, because I told him I said I was a sheltered child, blah blah blah, and he was like, and this is the result, right? Because then when I become a manager at work, I am going to manage, so I have to use my voice, but I don't use my voice to be friendly with people. I don't like. I feel like when I come to work to basically do what I was contracted to do and go home. I'm not trying to be friends with anybody. I'm not trying to go to nobody happy hour. I don't want to go to no group lunches. I'm not a Scrooge. I just feel like I back then I couldn't have defined it. I just wasn't interested. So when I was going to school part-time, I didn't care if I don't care what time of day, night, I didn't care. Out my excuse was always I have class, I have to study for an exam. School was always my excuse out of things. And then I graduated and I was like, oof, what am I gonna do now? Anyway, that I digress. Let's get back to joy. So joy joy didn't, like um stay. It lingered for a while. And when my hands became empty, my heart became open. So when I decided to just release, even if it was just one finger at a time, when I decided to release, then my heart became open. And now I can say with confidence, I found joy, or joy found me. It doesn't matter. Either way, we found each other and we're happy together. Hey, Cynthia! And by the way, we're celebrating Cynthia's birthday on well, her name is Veronica, but the channel is I Inspired Tarot. So we're celebrating Cynthia's birthday on Wednesday. So hop on by, come on by about 7 o'clock. Anyway, so in the book, The Mountain Is You, when Brianna Wiest, that's Wiest, be happy here, I hear it differently now, right? She's not talking about perfection. She's talking about presence right here, right now, in the life that you're actually living, not the life that you're waiting for. Because happiness is not a destination, it's a practice. There were a few times this year when I had to basically figure out what made sense for Antonia. And I had to make a decision on a whim. I was in a group, I was participating in a certain business. I'm not going to say yet what. And in the beginning, it seemed okay. It seemed like the people that I was going to be working with were okay. But after a while, I didn't really care for the way that I was being disregarded. And I'm not going to lie, I cried. It made me cry. Because if you're being asked, the scenario was, like we were asked if we were going to be available for a call. And my response was in a group chat. My response was, I'm available at XYZ time, right? Because I know my schedule, right? And it happened more than once, but the last time was I said I'm available late morning. To me, late morning is after 11 o'clock, right? Because I was going to be running a 5K, and the person decided to schedule a meeting at 10 a.m. And I'm walking on the street and I started to cry and I was like, what the heck? I'm the only one who responded. Everybody else basically just did, thumbs up, whatever, to the question that they were available. And I said to myself, I don't have to do this. Right. And I contemplated. I came home. I spoke to my mom. Um, and I slept on it a bit. And that was that. I didn't call nobody. I just stopped showing up. Because I decided that I'm not doing that shit no more. Excuse my French. Because it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad because it made me realize who I was and what I used to allow. I'm a firm believer in that people do what you allow them to do. And for so many years, that was my narrative. My narrative was always whatever they wanted to do, right? So if there was something going on, and or if there was a plan to do something, right? And if I know that I wasn't available until, let's say, 7 o'clock, and I said I can't do it till 7, and they decide, well, we're gonna do 6 o'clock, I would basically jump through hurdles to participate. Like, so basically I would, disregard whatever else I had planned just to participate here. And as I was walking on that evening when I got home from work, because I was out for a walk, I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Right. So I just stopped showing up. Because I feel like when you stop showing up for them, you start showing up for yourself. Right. Because the reality of it is I can't say, Mommy, can you call them and tell them I'm not doing it no more? It doesn't work that way anymore. It does not work that way anymore. And so I'm grateful for me, choosing me, right? And I think that that's what this journey is about. I think, you know, we're on different timelines, and we're all at different we walk you moving at different paces. But I will say that I was there, like I was, you know, like the sad, like one day happy, the next day sad, and sometimes the sadness lasted a little bit longer than I wanted it to, right? But I didn't understand that all you have to do is say no, honey. So now when I'm speaking to people based on my experience, like I put myself in their shoe and I remember how difficult it was for me, right? And because the whole idea is to let people understand that it takes time. So please know that it takes time, but trust and believe. If you are consistent, if you are basically, you know, like choosing to stand your ground, choosing to, you know, feel the hurt but not let them see it, meaning you don't say, it's kind of like it's kind of like if you have kids, right? um and you know you don't like to tell your children no, or you don't want to punish your children, but if they did something you punish them, you go in the next room to cry, but you don't want them to see you cry because then they gonna see that you're weak. Right? and and I think sometimes that's what we need to do, is basically like say no. And if we need to go and grumble and whatever, we do that, right? But we have to find a way. You have to find a way to make it work for you, right? Because you are your own advocate. Nothing that I can say, nothing that the next person can say can make it happen for you. You're the only one that can find the joy that you're seeking. It's out there. It's out there. When I found this joy, then I realized I don't need anybody, right? I mean, we need people, right? Because it's an ecosystem. But I think at one point I thought that I needed to have someone in my life to be happy. And I realized that that someone in my life can also be the one bringing sadness. I don't want that no more. I don't. And so getting to this space where I can say yes with my full chest, it's like, oh girl, who are you? Where you been? Right? And so now Joy and I have tea every day, because Joy was like, Joy has a room in my house. Right? Because I invited Joy to stay. The world that we're living in now, it's sad enough, right? So I take bits and pieces here and there, but I choose to basically, when I wake up in the morning, and if there's a choice between joy and sadness, later for you, homie. I mean, I'm not saying that, joy exists 360 7 days 365, because it doesn't. Life happens, right? But for me, it's all in how we choose to respond to circumstances, right? Because sometimes it's, oh, woe is me. And we lament over it for days and months, right? I'm like, listen, stuff happens. I mean, we had a big announcement. I'm not ready to talk about it here yet, but we had a big announcement at work a couple weeks ago, and I'm still laughing about it. Like, people are still trying to embrace it, and I'm still laughing about it because I'm like, it is what it is. It's called life. It's called life, right? But I think that when we go on our journey and we start to heal, we start to just see things differently. Like, we start to realize that we have a choice. We have a choice to accept the thing or not. We have a choice to go or not. We have a choice to do the thing or not. You have a choice. You have a choice. You're in control, right? Um, I remember the first time somebody said, "Do you know how powerful you are?" I'm like, "Who are you talking to?" And now I realize they were talking to me. I just didn't see it. They saw it before I did. And I'm so grateful that God brought me to this place now where I see it and I'm practicing it. We only have one life to live. Why not live it in joy and peace and happiness? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm going to go into the chat. So, Cynthia C said, um, walking away is such a skill. It really is. It really is a skill, to basically have the strength to walk away. And then she said, I allow way others too much grace. That's the thing. We do allow, too much, right? And every time we allow it to happen, we say, "Oh, I'm not going to do it again." And then here we go again the next time. "Oh, I'm not going to do it again." But then there comes a point in time when it happens, the door is locked. You have to just lock the door, throw away the key, and basically like just keep walking without looking back. It's a beautiful thing to be able to just say, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. And you know what? All those people that I feel more or less that took advantage of me, I'm not upset with them because I do believe that people do what you allow them to do. The same way I'm able to say no now and mean it, I could have said no, no back then. I just didn't know how. And I'm glad I didn't know how back then because I have learned so much in the past 2 years about myself and about life. And I'm grateful. There isn't anything that I would change or do differently because this version of Antonia would not have existed had we not gone through all of that back there. So I'm grateful that T decided to come and stay. Is not T. I'm grateful that Joy decided to come and stay. Is Joy staying with you? So Veronica said, yes, Veronica, exactly, without explaining yourself. So basically saying no, because that's the other thing too. Sometimes we say no and be like, I mean, it's gonna rain, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And the reality of it is when they say no with an attitude and they're not giving any kind of explanation. And we're over here saying no with our soft voice. But now like it gets when you get to that point where you can say no firmly, because the reality of it is, I think sometimes people don't even have an expectation. I think sometimes people don't really care about the excuse or the reason why. No is no. But we decide that we want to go and, provide. Can I get a permission slip to say no? No. Um, no is a complete sentence. Um, so yeah, I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful, and I think, having coming me being on YouTube has helped me in so many different ways to grow and to help me basically find my voice. Like to even come on live. I didn't come on for a couple of days and I missed it. I really missed it. But I was busy working on my website, and I'm happy to say thank God for ChatGPT. Me and ChatGPT got my website up and running. Before it was slow, now it's fast. Everything that was not working is working fine now. So that's what I do when I'm not doing anything. when I'm not doing when I'm doing nothing, I'm always doing something. Um, and so that's where my focus was these past couple of days, was basically getting the website um, functioning properly so that I can figure out how to basically do this TikTok thing. But yeah, I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for my soul family. That I love that we are supporting each other, because it is a wonderful thing when you find the people who are meant to be there with you. Right. So Cynthia said, yes, the mistake I kept making was assuming people give mutual respect and it's us versus the problem. Nah. Mm-mm. So she goes, nah. They're going into a disrespectful and me versus you. Yep. Yep. And the thing is, when you say no, they get an attitude. Like somebody literally said to me, you said no? Yeah, I did. Because the thing is, it's called boundaries. We're not perfect at them yet, right? But that's no is a boundary. So I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to you all. So Cynthia went on to say, you're so natural and confident in front of the camera now, Antonia. Glow girl. Thank you so much, Cynthia. When I tell you, I'm so grateful that I found that video on Think Media podcast when Michael Zuber said go live for 50 days straight. Um, in the beginning, I felt a lump in my throat, like 50 what days now? And I decided, let me try 25. And I was grateful because it really helped me to become comfortable. There's so many other videos that I want to do. I have ideas that I've written down that I need to record, and I haven't, but I think I'm going to get back to doing them. Last night, Veronica on her channel, she mentioned Antonia used to do shorts, but she doesn't do them anymore. She's going live. And I was like, she's right. And because I actually do enjoy doing my little skits and doing those things. And I said, okay, now that the website is done and out of the way, I'm going to get back to basically doing those things, because the reality of it is I have done some recording. I just need to post them. I just need to find the time to post them. But I'm grateful. I am happy, Cynthia, because I think if anyone has the thought of starting a YouTube channel, I say go for it. Even if it's not YouTube, if there's anything that you're desiring to do, just do it. Just do it. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy, right? Allow joy to come and stay and have tea and even take up space in your house. Because at the end of the day, who's going to do it for you? Like, who is going to bring you the joy that you seek? Nobody. Oh, I guess I should have waited for you to answer, but the answer is nobody. Yes, yes, Veronica, you should try. You should try it. You should try it. Even it, because in the video they said I think he said like 8 to 10 minutes, and the first one that I did was like 15 to 20. I was like, ooh, he said 8 to 10, but then I realized, I mean, 8 to 10, I guess, was his recommendation based on whatever the subject matter is. But the reality of it is, as much as people like to say that introverts are quiet, they don't like to talk, we like to talk. We just like to talk with people who have something to say. Don't ask me about the weather. Don't tell me about the weather. I don't care. Right? We basically like to connect with people who we're able to have like real conversations with. It's a wonderful thing. And that's why you should join the call on Sundays and on Wednesdays on Aya Inspired Tarot, because the conversations are great. Sometimes she drifts off into her own little world and she's telling us about her kombucha. So she loves to make kombucha. So she gives us, like her recipe on kombucha. She let us know whatever tea she's drinking. She speaks about her daughter and her family. And I think this is a nice way. Like we come on like YouTube. And it's a nice way to get to learn about people. Because sometimes we see people, we judge, right, without knowing them. And so sometimes when you tune in and stay long enough, like you learn a little something. Like you learn, oh wow, I like that, or oh wow, we have this in common. Because guess what, Veronica and I, we were born the same day and time, not the same year, but we were born on October 29th at 11:59 p.m. We were like, wow. And so that's one of the wonderful things about YouTube, is that basically you can find your tribe, you can find the people that you connect with. Um, so Veronica said, those shorts are so fun. I forgot about the morning motivational. I always look for them with purpose. Yes. Yes, it is fun, right? Because I think there's actually something I plan to do for Christmas. It's an introvert thing. And I woke up yesterday morning and the idea popped into my head. And I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, what do you think about this? And it was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. This is gold. And so I'm going to work on it and see how it goes, but we'll see. But yeah, it's exciting. I think, you know, the thing about introverts is that we are creative, and when we are alone and have nothing better to do, we are inside of our brains, and there's so many wonderful ideas popping up. And for me, I just don't have enough time to explore all of them. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, because what else is there to do? um, so Cynthia said, "Oh my God, I didn't know that. Amazing. Yes, yes." We learned this. I think it was. I don't know if it was in Augustish. We were on. It was on a Sunday night, I think it was, and we were talking. They were, she was talking about birthdays, and we knew that we were born on the October 29th. But when she said I was born on the, at 11:59, I was like, "Say what?" And I was like, "Me too," because I do have a cousin in England, and we were born on the same day, same year, right? Different time. That's one of my mom's older brother's daughter. And so, and then I have another cousin on my grandmother's side who was born the same day, not the same year though. But yeah, October 29th have the best and one most wonderfulest people. So anyway, as introverts, our joy often comes in the quiet corners, in reflection, in stillness, in the moments where we can finally hear ourselves. Healing taught me this. Joy doesn't need a crowd. Joy just needs permission. Joy just needs space. Joy just needs truth. And the more I honor who I am, my quiet nature, my sensitivity, my need for peace, the more joy feels like home. Because it is. It lives here. It lives here. So today I want to leave you with this. You do not have to wait for everything to align to be happy. You can choose to be happy here, right now, right? In your becoming, in your unfolding, and in your beautifully quiet journey. So let me ask you, what does be happy here mean to you? Let me know in the chat. Um, so that was one like quiet and small moment out of my day today. I do believe that as soon as we wake up in the morning, we begin to create content. And there were so many times when I'm having a conversation with someone and I'll say, "Oh man, I should have been recording this," because I say some profound things as far as I'm concerned. And then as soon as I say it, I forget it. And so I'm grateful that I have these moments where something inspires me to come and share. And I do hope that you got something out of this message. So before I go, I'm going to remind you again to please get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. It's a nice little read. Like I said, Veronica does a way better job than I do with promoting it. But the book has a lot of little tips about how to with your introvert. So maybe one day I'll come on and read. But so there are topics like how to live with an introvert, how to work with an introvert, how to travel with an introvert. Like little tips, and at the end of each chapter, there are like contemplation questions. Like about how you support your introvert. Now, so this book is good for if you yourself is an introvert. It'll help you to understand yourself a little bit better. It did me. And if you are not an introvert and you're curious, get my book. It makes a great stocking stuffer. So get two, one for you and one for your buddy, because we don't share. I think somebody put that in. Was it you, Cynthia? I think Cynthia put it in the chat last night on I Inspired Tarot's live last night that you need to get they'll need to get their own because introverts don't like to share. We don't. We don't. So get it for Christmas. Yeah. So thank you for being here with me today, and thank you, my soul family, for being in the chat today. I'm really loving this. So Veronica, Kitana, Cynthia, thank you very much for joining me today. And I would like to remind you that peace isn't a place; it is a choice. So choose you all day, every day. Um, Veronica. So yeah, Cynthia said it was her that said it. So thank you, Cynthia. You are right. We don't like to share. And then Veronica said it's a great way to have a deep conversation with an introvert. I do agree. I do agree that it is because I think that on my journey there were so many little things that I learned about myself that I wasn't really understanding before, and now I understand. I was going to say everything, but there's still some things that we learn and we grow every day. But there, when I wrote this book, I realized that there were a lot of little things, little quirks, right, that I myself didn't understand. So if I didn't understand it, how do you understand it? And now that I understand my personality type a little bit better, I'm able to now embrace me, flaws and all, and I am basically showing off for myself, right? Honoring the person that I am, doing what I want when I want, how I want. So if I don't want to go, I ain't going. And I love it. I really do. So yeah, so thank you again for spending some time with me tonight. I really appreciate every one of you, and thank you if you're watching this the replay. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting me on this wonderful journey called life. And I'm grateful that I have a community that is growing, and I'm grateful for every comment, every like, every share, because I think this is a way for us to basically grow together. um yeah, introverts rock. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm so glad that you're able to make it today, and I can't wait for Wednesday for your party. I'm really going to be partying. It's a pity that we're not able to get on the screen and see what everybody's doing, but I'm going to be there, and I can't wait to celebrate you. I think that it is so. I keep going back and back, but that's just how introverts are. I'm one of those people who I like to celebrate, but I like to celebrate with the right people, because I do believe that some people just have not great intentions. And so I remember years ago on my a job that I used to work on, a young lady said, "It's important for you to celebrate your birthday." And I said, "But I do." I think though that some people think that it has to be like this big old shebang, when in reality it could be a few people sitting around, like basically like just enjoying a moment together, and that's what it's going to be on Wednesday. And I'm so grateful, Cynthia. I'm so glad that you mentioned it last night so that we could make plans to basically like celebrate you, because I think that even from a distance, it is wonderful to feel loved and also to feel a hug, because sometimes the people that are nearest to us really don't do it, right? And so I think because we have traveled that path, we know what it feels like. And I think that's why, you know, us gathering to celebrate you on Wednesday is going to be a wonderful thing. I mean, it's not like we're going to be, have the horn, whatever, whatever, but we'll be saying happy birthday, Cynthia, throughout the live. And I'm grateful. Oh, by the way, Veronica, how is your throat today? I forgot. I meant to ask at the beginning, but I forgot. I do hope that you feel better now, so that we can have a grand old time on Wednesday with Cynthia. But anyway, once again, I thank you all. Be well. Please stay blissful, and I will see you next time. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Mama. Good night, everybody. Yes, Cynthia, genuine connection. That's what it's about. And I love you too. Have a good night.